Most exciting destination in all of northern Wisconsin. LCO Casino Lodge and Convention Center, Hayward. LCO.
Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the Native News Update. It's Friday, August 18th, and many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for today from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Kelly Zunie, who served as Cabinet Secretary of New Mexico Indian Affairs Department for nearly 3 years before stepping down in July, will seek the Republican nomination for Lieutenant Governor. Zunie, who was the first woman to lead the department, would make New Mexico history as the first Native American to run for Lieutenant Governor on the Republican ticket if she secures the nomination. St. Mary's College of Maryland professor of anthropology Julia King, in collaboration with Virginia Department of Historic Resources, Chesapeake Conservancy, and the state-recognized Rappahannock Tribe of Virginia, have been awarded a $240,000 grant by the National Endowment for the Humanities to trace the history and development of the Rappahannock Indians in early American history. The grant was one of 245 humanities projects from across the country awarded a combined $39.3 million from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Competition for these grants is rigorous, with a 14% success rate. Wendy Helgemo, a former top Senate advisor on Native American affairs, will serve as the first director of the AT&T Center for Indigenous Politics and Policy at the George Washington University. Helgemo, a member of the Ho-Chunk Nation, will lead the Advocacy Center, which aims to highlight research and education on Native populations. The center will work with tribes to identify and study areas of need, like economic issues or health care, and partner with other Indigenous programs across the nation. The center will also take over the university's two other AT&T-sponsored initiatives for Native Americans, the Native American Political Leadership Program and the Inspire Native Teens Pre-College Program. Both programs award full scholarships to Native American high school students to study at the university. A new PBS documentary called Tribal Justice on POV spotlights tribal courts that incorporate Indigenous customs and beliefs into their justice systems and the families that are affected. The documentary, directed by Ann Makepeace, follows Abby Abenati and Claudette White, chief judges in two of more than 300 tribal courts across the country, as they navigate across jurisdictional issues in their courts and communities. The documentary has its national broadcast premiere on Monday, August 21st. When Pat Mabin's grandparents, members of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa, travel, it was in a horse-drawn wagon. Her grandmother spoke of warming bricks in the fire to take along for warmth. These are some of the types of stories people will hear if they choose to book a Native American-led tour of various tribal and historical sites in the state of North Dakota through the recently launched Nativeways Travel Tours. Pat Mabin is one of the company's two full-time guides, along with Dakota Goodhouse, a member of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. The Native-owned company is now taking reservations online at nativeways.travel.com. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.